What's going on, Second State Outdoors? We're back with another educational video. Today we're talking about scrapes, so let's get into it. So scrapes is kind of a broad topic. Everybody's got a different opinion on it. My opinion on it is it can be golden. It can be a really, really good tool, especially during that pre-rut stage, to really harvest a big mature buck. So let's get into it. Some key components behind scrapes. What do they mean? Everything's a little different. So first is time of the year. My best success is definitely during that pre-rut with scrapes. A lot of the bucks are starting to come in. They're getting ready. They know the timing's ready. They know those does are going to come into estrus here pretty soon. So they're starting to mark their territory. They're starting to communicate with other deer, starting to communicate with does. So that scrape's pretty much that first communication barrier. And kind of opens everything up. So what does it mean? So I said timing. They're going to hit scrapes throughout the whole summer, winter, all year round pretty much. They're just more active during that rut stage, obviously because they're in the rut, different things like that, but they will hit it year round. So just because the scrape is getting really hit late October, early November doesn't mean December one might not walk by and hit it again. I've also noticed historically where the bigger scrapes are, they will most likely, that next year they'll most likely be there. That's not saying all scrapes will be there, but for most of the time, the scrapes are there in the same area. Number two is shape. What I mean by shape is I don't mean is it a square, is it a circle, is it an oval? I mean size. Is it a little scrape, a big scrape? Typically, the bigger buck make the bigger scrape, although that's not always true, but the more aggressive deer definitely make the bigger scrapes. They want to be seen. They're really fired up. Maybe there's another buck in the area. They want to communicate to him, hey, this is my land. Back off, go find somewhere else. Or if they just want to say, hey, I'm a big bad buck, and if you want me, I'm here. Now, going back to timing too, and I'll get into it a little more. Excuse me. When we go over number 4, when. Really, it depends on the weather. The weather's definitely going to dictate on the shape. Maybe if it rained that day, they might dig a little harder because the ground's looser. Or maybe it's that first cold front, so the scrapes might pop up all of a sudden now because now all of a sudden, bam, they're in it. They're ready to go. So that piggies us to number 3, location. Scrapes could be anywhere and anywhere. I know people who said they have scrapes on top of ridges in the swamps, in the creek bed, kind of wherever makes sense to them for a buck. They want a nice clean area, typically. Looser dirt. No buck wants to scrape away just a real rocky, rough surface. They want that nice, tender dirt that they can just dig real easy and, go to the bathroom in it and really dictate their communication, really get their communication out there. So location doesn't really matter. It could be next to a food source, it could be next to bedding, it could be in a travel corridor, it could be in a funnel, it could be pretty much anywhere that deer wants to make that scrape. I typically notice though, there's not many scrapes in really, really thick environments. There's maybe 1 or 2, but majority of the scrapes are maybe on the edge of like a road, like an old logging road or something like that, or a field. Those are mostly the more active scrapes. And there's deer out there that hit a scrape once a month or hit it once and they're done. And there's other deer that might come back to that same scrape for 5 nights in a row. If they think there's a doe that's hot in the area, if they want a buck that's gone in the area, they're going to hit those scrapes quite frequent and often. So when? It could be any time of the day. I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but it really could be. It really depends on the deer. I have noticed, and there's mixed reviews online about this, but I personally think when it rains, those deer know it and they're like, okay, I gotta go hit that scrape. I gotta go freshen that scrape up. I do believe that. I've seen it firsthand. I've no bucks that when it rains, typically my scrapes start lighting up because I don't know what it's about, or if it's hot all of a sudden it gets cold. It's that time of the year, the stars align, yep, he's hitting that scrape. But he might hit it at 7 in the morning, and then he might come back and hit it at 2 o'clock. And then he might go 4 days with not hitting, and then 3:30 a.m. You never know when he's gonna hit that. And then for our last thing about scrapes, does 1 deer equal 1 scrape? No, typically a scrape is open to many buck. I've had multiple trail cameras over this one scrape in particular last year, and I've had multiple different buck be hitting that scrape day in and day out. So it's kind of one of those things where one deer does not equal one scrape. One scrape could equal how many deer. It really just all depends on everything, how active, how many deer you have in your area and stuff like that. So hope you joined this quick little video and learned a little bit more about scrapes, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.